new Pokemon games. What's up, people of the internet? This is Mega-san Pika here, and we have brand spanking new Pokemon news. It's been a while since we did that, isn't it? Yes, this time we're back with Gen 4, technically, but it is Gen 8. Yeah, this time we had a little Pokemon Direct earlier today, earlier from this recording at least, and we got Gen 4 remakes. And not only did we get Gen 4 remakes, we got a brand new game that's not Gen 9, but it's basically a game that Game Freak's been cooking up, you know? The first one, of course, well, let's go over the entire Direct. First of all, it started off with, you know, they do their usual thing in like most like big Pokemon Directs where they just show off everything that happened through the years that was related to Pokemon. But this one kind of seemed more so like, here's all the reasons why Pokemon is the most biggest media franchise ever to ever exist ever. And then after that, they showed off some stuff about Pokemon Snap. That was pretty cool. You know, little small thing before they gave us they really hit us with the big guns. Because right after that, they of course showed us the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, which is Pokemon Brilliant, I think that's called? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That's what it's called, yes. It seems this game has more so of a chibi art style. It does look very weird if you look at it. Of course, the in-battle sprites are normal, what you'd expect. But it seems like it's kind of like it kind of looks more so like, is the game called Link's Awakening? Kind of looks, not in the same vein as that, because that more so looks like toys. This is just a weird chibi type of style that the game's working with here. But it does seem to be a note-for-note remake of Gen 4. Yeah, I know, it still seems like you're on a grid. You may not be, but it seems like you're still on it. They put you back on a grid instead of freely being able to run around like in a normal Pokemon game. Or maybe I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I think I may be wrong here. I could be remembering that wrong. I should be showing footage right now, which is probably correcting me as I speak. So, anyways, yeah. And then we move on to the next game. Which is, of course, the brand spanking new Pokemon game, which is called Pokemon Legends Arceus, which take place in a very like older Japan, or yeah, the style is like an older Japan, but it is the Sinnoh region of the past. And I theorize that the trainers in the game kind of do look like the ancestors of Lucas and Dawn. That's what they kind of look like, because they look exactly like Lucas and Dawn, even down to like their outfits. The male character has like the hat and the scarf, and the female character also has the scarf, but she has like a white bandana on, which kind of looks like Dawn's hat in a way, in a sense, you know? But it seems like this is going to be a very large open world game, and the obvious comparison here is to Breath of the Wild, is what people are comparing it to. It seems that some parts of the game does still look a bit crusty, laggy, frames are kind of weird, but this is like the very beginning of the game. Gotta give it time. It does come out a year from now, early 2022, so it's still time they can, like, you know, fix all the bugs and stuff. Graphically, the game does obviously look better than Sword and Shield, maybe not by much. There's still things that look very off, like render distance looks kind of weird. Trees in the distance look weird. Obviously, the trees look much better this time around than they did back when Sword and Shield was first shown off. Seems to be some new things going on in the game, though. It seems, from what they said, from what I remember, what they said about the game is that this is, again, older, back very far in the past, a Sinnoh region, and it seems these trainers are setting out to make the very first Pokédex in this older Sinnoh region, and it's your task as the trainer to build the first Pokédex and, you know, go around, capture a Pokemon in these older style Pokeballs. But it's not like a traditional Pokemon game, because as you can see probably right here on screen, is that you are actually throwing the Pokeball yourself instead of like pressing a menu or something. And you're actually running around, dodge rolling, it seems here, And when you run into another Pokemon, it's stated that the battles like seamlessly just start right there. No little cutscene happens or there's a transition to like a battle stage. You're just battling right there. So that's really cool on its own. It's also stated that if you don't have Pokemon in your party, that you, the trainer, will be attacked yourself. But I'm not sure if that's been confirmed yet, but that's something that's been going around on the internet. I'll probably leave a little screenshot here of the post that I saw myself about this. There's also the 3 starter Pokemon they're going to give you at the beginning of this game, which is Rowlet from Sun and Moon, Cyndaquil from 2nd Gen, and Oshawott from 5th Gen, Black and White, which is actually, a lot of people don't like Oshawott, but Oshawott's actually my #1 favorite starter Pokemon. He's the one that I picked in Black and White 1, even though I didn't pick him in Black and White 2 because my younger self wanted something different. So I went with Tepig that time around, whatever. And it seems through some leaks, I don't have the pictures myself. I saw them on a stream earlier, but I don't know where those were. I couldn't get a screenshot because there were like a bunch of things around the actual screenshot on the person's stream. But from what I saw, there seems to be you're going to be able to mount yourself on a Pokemon, like you're going to be able to mount yourself on, like, say, a Rapidash, or you're going to be able to fly around, I guess. And that would be a really nice option to do in the game, actually, if you're able to just, like, soar around, kind of like an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, if you're able to just catch, like, a Pidgeot or something, and hop on its back, and you're flying around, just, you know, and especially if this is a really large open world game, it would make sense if you're able to mount your Pokemon, not just run around, since they did say that you are going to be running around the entirety of this older, feudal, I guess, Sinnoh region. It's going to be the entire Sinnoh region, and you're going to be running around it doing whatever, because it's also stated that there's no gyms, no Pokemon League. This is all before that. Very curious as to see what's going to be happening in this game besides you just building a Pokedex and battling wild Pokemon. And I'm assuming you're not just going to be battling wild Pokemon. There's probably going to be trainers at some point and evil organizations. Speaking of evil organizations, if you look close at the trainers, there's a little symbol on their outfits which look very, very, very similar to the Team Galactic symbol. But it seems like it's a Team Galactic. It's not Team Galactic, but it looks very similar to it. Maybe Team Galactic grew inspiration by that, and that's how they made their symbol. The main legendary or mythical Pokemon of the game is Arceus, because his name is in the title. It should make sense, since he is like the main god, you know? He's the guy, you know? So it would make sense. It makes you wonder why Pokemon Platinum wasn't about him, but I guess he did come kind of later on. I guess he was like downloadable content or whatever. It was about Giratina and all that jazz. But it should make sense that any game, like there should have been a game about, you know, the Pokemon that created all Pokemon. It would make sense. That would make sense. That would make sense. Now, may not have mentioned it before, but the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, do come out later this year, 2021. And as stated before, I should have this on screen, is that, yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm like looking at the camera right now, so looking at the small things over here on this screen. But it should be coming out, Pokemon Legend Arceus is coming out early 2022. We should expect that sometime around February, maybe not February, but maybe like March or April, maybe so. And of course, Diamond and Pearl remakes are going to be coming out probably like November, December, most likely. Usually when the usual Pokemon game comes out around like the end of the year. But besides that, that's pretty much all the news we have for today. Tomorrow, as of this recording, we do have a little Post Malone thing that's happening with Pokemon at 4, 7? Sometime later in the day. But besides that, it's all the news we have for now. Anything other than that is just that I hope that they, you know, get out a little bit of that. Of course, it's going to be a year, but I hope they get a little bit of the crust out of the newer Pokemon games. Because Pokemon Sword and Shield was basically like a beta test. Because this is Game Freak just like, you know, building themselves up how to make, you know, these full-scale 3D games. because they were still like, you know, still kind of getting there when X and Y came out. They were like just now making 3D games. Orez looked like the better X and Y, but it was still like, you know, just a DS game. And of course, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon looked better, but they were still just, you know, 3DS games. And Sword and Shield came out, and it just looked like an upscale 3DS game. And now this game comes out, and it looks much, much better. But it's still not the best that they can do because they're still building themselves up to make a better 3D game, because they're still like getting into it. So we can all assume whatever the better Switch Pro or whatever comes out, and once Generation 9 releases, that's when they're gonna have us. That's what's gonna be like a really crazy, nice looking, graphically nice, design nice, and coded nicely game is gonna come out. So you can't assume everything is like you're gonna get all this stuff just because, you know, this game is supposed to be this and that. They're still like testing the waters here for 3D. Now they're still getting there. Pokemon hasn't been 3D for as long as a bunch of other games have been 3D, like Mario or something. Mario or Zelda. Like Pokemon just became 3D. But it's not like they haven't been 3D in the past. I'm talking about the main line games are now being 3D since, what was that, 2013 when X and Y came out? Other than that, there's no other real news. Pokemon Diamond Pearl remakes are being made by the same guys who worked on Pokemon Home, so that's pretty nice. There's really some connectivity there. But again, once again, it's other than that, there's nothing else that we know right now except for the release dates, the trailers I hear. Pretty sure people are gonna be looking back and forth at them all the time, like for a while now. I hope the games look better. Of course, it seems like the Diamond and Pearl games are more so at their finishing stage, but it seems like the Legends Arceus games are kind of in an early stage in development. So, you know, they still have a year, a little bit over a year, maybe a year or so to work on it. So we're gonna see what's going on later then. But that's it for now. So, see you guys all in the next one. See you then.